Welcome in. Good to see everybody. We're talking Notre Dame depth chart 2024 going into spring practice and also in the Sun Bowl. I have highlighted in yellow our potential starters for the Sun Bowl, and then we'll talk about what the depth chart actually looks like. Uh, Not actually looks like, but what I anticipate the depth chart looking like come spring practice and our first game in the fall against Texas A&M. So as we already know, Riley Leonard's transferring in from Duke. That's going to be a great addition to our football team. However, as of right now, he's not eligible to play as a graduate transfer, so he can't play in the Sun Bowl. He doesn't know the system anyway, so that's ultimately going to kind of work out for us. Angeli's going to has already been named the starter for the game. I don't expect to see a lot of competition from Ian Minchie there. They want to keep his red shirt in place. So unless Angeli gets hurt, they're not going to burn Minchie's red shirt. I think Minchie managed to make his way into 3 games this year. If he plays another game, they burn his red shirt. They're not going to want to do that. So Angeli's going to play. They're going to make sure that Minchie gets his additional year of eligibility. And then honestly, next year, Riley Leonard's going to start, but I would be really surprised to see Minchie leap Steve Angeli. He's just had so many more reps with the offense, and he's got so much more rapport. So if Minchie leaps Angeli, expect that Angeli will transfer, right? He'll already have enough credits. He'll be a redshirt sophomore next year, which means he'll be a junior. Because football players don't get to, have summer experiences, summer jobs, things like that, they normally take classes through the course of the summer, and they take a full class load, so they take 12 credit hours minimum through the course of the summer. He'll probably be able to graduate from his undergraduate by the time the transfer portal discussion starts coming up at the end of next November, beginning of next December. So if Minchie leaps Angeli, don't be surprised to see Angeli both graduate from Notre Dame and transfer at the same time to another program so that he can go try to make his way into college football or into professional football and start someplace for a college. He's certainly good enough. As far as the running back situation goes, we already know Audric Estime declared for the draft and has decided to sit out the Sun Bowl. So we won't see him in the Sun Bowl. What we will see is a combination of Gabron Payne and Jardarian Price. I would anticipate Gabron Payne's he's that big Audric Estime build kind of guy, 208 pounds, 6'2". He's gonna be a breakout back for us next year. As a strength guy, they gave him some reps this year to make sure that happened. We already saw some great production from Jardarian Price this year as well. Don't be surprised to see Payne bulk up over the course of the summer, and really kind of like fall into that Audric Estime build. I anticipate that they're going to spend a lot of time with him in the weight room. They're going to work on his diet and get him to be kind of like that big Audric Estime or even like Eddie Lacy kind of size guy, with some arms the size of my legs kind of thing, right? Like I'm 5'8" and 200 pounds as well, but it's not because I spend a lot of time in the weight room. Anyway, so Payne will be a big, bulky guy. Jardarian Price is going to do what he's always been. He's going to be our speedster. He'll be a specialty back, and he'll be doing what he's doing already back at special teams as well. For our ex-receiver for the Sun Bowl, it's going to be Jaden Greathouse. Why? Again, Chris Mitchell transferring in. Deion Colsey injured. So Greathouse is it. That's what we've got. We'll see great things out of him. We've already seen great things out of him all year long. He's made some phenomenal plays. Expect that to continue. And then for the Z receiver, we've got Bo Collins coming in next year. The reason I have him listed at number 2, I honestly think we're going to see a lot of rotation between Jaden Thomas and Bo Collins. I don't really think that's a number 1, number 2 situation. I think that's a number 1 situation, right? Those guys are going to be pretty interchangeable. We're going to get Bo Collins some reps. He makes some phenomenal catches, makes a great receiver because of that. Makes a great ex-receiver because of that, right? So don't be surprised if Bo Collins is also, I know it would say 4th back there, but don't be surprised to see him get some reps at the ex-receiver spot as well. He's been around long enough. He'll be a Clemson grad, I believe. So he's certainly smart enough to know both positions and know the routes for both positions. Don't be surprised to see that happen. And then Jordan Faison will come in as our slot receiver. Cam Williams is a really fast high school student coming in. He runs an 11-second 100-meter dash. So just ridiculous speed coming in there. I do not expect that he'll redshirt. I think we'll see a lot of switch in with him and Faison. And when we get that 5 wide package in there, we're going to see some Cam Williams, plays. We're going to see him come in and make some appearances this season. A lot of new names out there. Dynasty, thanks for coming in, by the way, and being part of the chat. If you're out there watching on YouTube, I do like to do a little bit of live chat as we kind of do this. So, and certainly continue to talk about it at the end. So by all means, if you're out there watching on YouTube, come in, join the live chat. You can find me on Twitch. I'm Indy Higgs on Twitch, just like I am on YouTube. And then the tight end spot, Mitch Evans will come back. He's currently hurt, so he's not starting for the Sun Bowl. Eli Raridan and Cooper Flanagan will both be playing in that first and second string spot in the Sun Bowl. Flanagan doesn't burn his red shirt. He is I believe he still has redshirt eligibility coming in. I don't think we played him in enough games this year to burn his red shirt. So he's technically a true freshman right now, but he should have that redshirt eligibility. So he should still be a freshman eligibility-wise next year with Stays leaving. Center, Ashton Craig. That's it. I have no idea who else will be taking reps at center next year. We have some options. Those options are Gubri Lambert and Joe Otting, our current right guard second string guy and our current left guard second string guy. Both of them are inside offensive linemen. Both of them are well positioned to kind of rotate through who that's going to be. That's all going to depend on who does the best under center in giving the snap, honestly. And center's kind of a specialty position to learn. It's not easy to just go from guard to center or center to guard. The blocking's the same, but you've got to know a lot more in order to play center than to play guard. So, I would anticipate, honestly, that one of those guys is going to fill in at number 2. Ashton Craig's going to be 100% for sure the starter, unless we, manage to pick up a center in the transfer portal. I can't see anything else changing. Right guard will be Billy Schrouth. That's pretty much a done deal. He's taken some reps there this season. Emil Wagner, redshirt, is going to be our right tackle. He's taken snaps there this season. Absher Sullivan is a redshirt this year. We might see some play out of him during the course of the Sun Bowl, depending on how things work out. But I'm sure we'll see some guys rotate in. All these guys in the second string, they're going to rotate in. And then Pat Coogan starting at left guard. Charles Jagusa, our redshirt freshman, is going to be our starting left tackle for the Sun Bowl. He redshirted this year. He'll be a freshman in eligibility-wise next year because he hasn't played this year. But apparently he's been performing really well throughout the course of the season during practice, and well enough that they think that he'll lap Tosh Baker, and Tosh will be he'll be a redshirt senior next year, but still second string. So Tosh is committed to getting his Notre Dame degree, and good for him. For whatever reason, he just hasn't developed with that ability that he's got. That physical talent that he's already got hasn't developed into a starter. All right, defense. This is where we had some concerns because honestly, we don't have a lot of depth at safety or at corner, but we're pulling it in, right? And in fact, I'm missing a transfer here at the cornerback position. So we do have a transfer corner coming in. That'll work itself out. Honestly, Benjamin Morrison, he's gonna be the starting right corner. So whoever comes in, they'll be our starting left. They'll be the left corner, and they'll fight for that starting left corner position. We've already seen with players like Jordan Clark, and Thomas Harper, right, where like they came in and they didn't necessarily play every down. R.J. Oben's coming in at defensive end, again, not eligible, to play in the Sun Bowl because he's a transfer from Duke. So we'll see Javonte Jean-Baptiste, who is likely to go to the draft. Everybody kind of says that RJ Oben is a JJB clone, right? So that'll be good. We've had one of the best front three, front four situations in the NCAA this season with Javonte Jean-Baptiste, Howard Cross, Riley Mills, Jordan Botelho. I put JJB there at the number 2 spot because he's ultimately going to fall out. Howard Cross, shock of the year for me, is staying. I legitimately thought that him and Riley Mills were both going to the I definitely thought that Riley Mills was going to the draft. And I really actually kind of thought that Howard Cross would too. I didn't even know he had a year of eligibility left. I thought he was a 6 years. So when I found that out, I had to go back and do some more research to figure out, like, oh my gosh, he's actually only a 5th year. And then we've got Gabriel Rubio, Jason Onye behind. Sean Sevillino Jr. is a freshman coming in. I doubt we'll see him play. He'll probably redshirt. Bryce Young will be a freshman. He'll probably redshirt. So I've kind of got those guys back in that number 4 spot. Logan Thomas as well coming in, class of 2024. He'll be a freshman. We'll probably redshirt. Anybody that's in that fourth year spot is probably going to end up with a redshirt. And then at the Viper position, Jordan Botelho is coming back. Jack Kaiser is coming back as a linebacker. J.D. Bertrand is graduating. He's likely to go to the draft. I wouldn't expect anything otherwise. He's projected to go like 3rd or 4th round. So don't be surprised if Jack Kaiser moves into that middle linebacker spot, but we've got Drake Bowen right behind him. And Drake Bowen was a really, really great candidate out of high school. We saw a little bit of production from him this year. We actually saw enough production from him this year that he did burn his red shirt already. So don't be surprised if Bowen moves into that middle linebacker spot and Kaiser kind of ends up in a hybrid where Jaden Asbury comes in and takes the outside linebacker spot and works in occasionally at the middle linebacker spot. We also have a really good talent, Kingston Villamu Asa, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see enough snaps from him that he doesn't redshirt this year either. A lot of snaps to replace, definitely something to worry about. A lot of new names in there that are going to have to learn the system really fast. And then my biggest concern is that we really don't have a rover. So Jalen Sneed's in there at that rover position right now. He's a redshirt sophomore. I don't know where we're going to fill in for him. That's kind of concerning. Clarence Lewis is coming in as a grad student to fill in at the nickelback spot. And of course Benjamin Morrison, he's going to stay one more year. He'll be a true junior next year. He's starting at the cornerback spot this year. The big questions are, how is Bronte Johnson or Ben Minich going to pan out? How are we going to, how is that going to fall out with the left safety position, and then with the right safety position, who's backing up Jordan Clark? Because he'll be a grad student next year. And then Micah Bell as well. Ben Minich actually came in as a wide receiver safety combo. He could potentially fill in at wide receiver, but we've got bigger problems at safety because we don't have a ton of depth there. And if Xavier Watts leaves, which don't be surprised, he'd be probably a 3rd round pick if he leaves. He's staying. He's a consensus All-American. I don't know what else he would do. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. 2024, 2025, 2026. But do you risk it? I don't think so. I see Watts declaring after the Sun Bowl. So, lots to be concerned about in that cornerback and safety situation. Not a lot of depth there. We've got a lot of experience there with Cam Hart, DJ Brown. Sorry, Cam Hart's leaving. With DJ Brown, but then we've got a lot of freshmen. We've got some gaps in there that really need to be addressed. So that's all I've got for you today, folks. We'll talk about the Sun Bowl next weekend. We'll probably do this stream on Saturday since Sunday's Christmas Eve and Monday is Christmas Day. And after that, we got a bowl game coming up. So it'll be exciting. I certainly think we can win this game, especially given all the craziness happening at Oregon State right now. And we got a lot of Notre Dame fans in Texas. So that kind of like far west, southwest Texas, that's a little bit remote for us. But I still see it being more of a home game for us than it will be for Oregon State, and a lot of people go into the game. So, hey, thanks so much for being here. I love you all. God bless. Keep looking up. Go Irish.